Due to her harassment, I have been having active seizures, uncontrolled bowel movements, sleep issues, and migraines. We did not put the rat on her car.
The court is back in the record. We are going to the matter of Jennifer Rothrock versus Candida McCoy, file 23535. Ms. Rothrock, I can hear you. You can see and hear me.
Yes.
And Ms. McCoy, same. You can see and hear me, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So this matter is before the court on a personal protection order that I issued back on August 21st of this year. The petitioner was Jennifer Rothrock, the respondent, Candida McCoy. Ms. McCoy was served. She timely filed a motion to terminate the personal protection order, and that is scheduled for hearing before the court today. The way the law is written, even though this is Ms. McCoy's motion, the burden of proof remains on Ms. Rothrock to establish her need for a personal protection order. Ms. Rothrock, would you like to testify?
Yes.
Right, please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. You can put your hand down, and if you would start by stating your name.
Jennifer Ann Rothrock.
All right, Ms. Rothrock, tell me what you'd like me to know.
On July 4th, I did initiate contact with Candida's son because he lit a firecracker outside our windows. It almost hit my car, but it ended up bouncing and hitting a neighbor's window. I told him we're not supposed to be launching fireworks there because it's a lease violation. I don't remember the contact on July 9th, but this whole matter started on July 30th when Miss McCoy came to my door after I had a conversation with her son, Armando, and I told him, look, you don't like it when kids were calling you a girl. You had your mom call the police on the school. So don't call my son a girl because he doesn't like it either. One of these times there's not going to be an adult out there to stop you. And my son may haul off and hit you because my son is autistic. He blows up. He has ODD and DMDD. And her son was bullying my son. And he ran and told his mother that I was going to hit him, which was not true. You can ask anyone in the building. They'll tell you I'll never hit another person's kid. And then she came to my door and she threatened to smear me. This was on August 12th at 6:12 p.m. or no, on July 30th, sorry. I have video that I'm willing to play where it surely clearly hears her say she's gonna smear me. So by that point, I did lose my temper. I did throw some words back at her. And then on August 12th at 6:12 p.m., they started stomping my floors. And it continued every day. They would yell fat ass whore through the floors. They would yell, I'm doing this on purpose. They walked by flipping my cameras off. I have a whole list. And then on August 12th, I also called the police department. Right after I called, state troopers came out. She posted on Facebook, oh, it's on like Donkey Kong, bet and watch and see I'm the wrong one, which is a threat. And there was another occasion when I was outside with my dog, and I believe it was on either the 18th or the 22nd. I was outside with my dog. I was trying to avoid contact with them because the situation just kept getting worse because a neighbor tried to diffuse the situation. And she had stated when they asked her about flipping my cameras off, she said, I did, and I'll do it every time I go by her camera because she fails to mention her or Daxton's action that caused a reaction from me, Armando, or Charlie. And then further down, she states, no, we're past that. She's straight up harassing us when I haven't had a word to him. She went to her boyfriend's window, which is Charlie's apartment, which is directly above mine, where they were doing the stomping, and states to me out the window, you fat ass whore. Because I posted video footage of them harassing me on Facebook. They will not leave us alone. She bullied me when we worked together years ago at McDonald's. She's the reason I quit. I have been fed up with bullying. I'm not going to tolerate it. I have both police reports from Chief Lance.
Has she continued to be in contact with you since the personal protection order was issued?
She has gone by and flipped the camera off several times after the protection order, along with her and her son. She sent people to my door putting dead flowers on my door. She's sent people to my door to complain about my dog barking. I had to get rid of my service dog
Hold on, this is,
because he was barking.
wait a minute, ma'am. This is since the PPO?
Yes, she's not left me alone. They put a dead rat on my car.
Are you hearing this?
Uh-huh. Tell them you want a court in-person meeting.
Any other witnesses that you have, Ms. Rothrock?
I don't, because they had kids and they could not make it.
Okay. Ms. McCoy, would you like to testify, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you, ma'am. You can put your hand down and you can start, please, by stating your name.
My name is Candida K. McCoy.
Okay, Ms. McCoy, what would you like me to know?
On July 4th, I had unwanted contact from Jennifer regarding my son lighting on firecrackers in the parking lot. It was not outside of her window. It is not my fault that she lives facing the parking lot. It was July 4th. And my son was not the only one outside lighting on fireworks.
Hold on, ma'am. Did your son set off fireworks?
Yes, and
Okay.
it's not in the lease that he couldn't do that.
Okay,
Nowhere in
go
the
on.
lease. does it
Go
say
on.
that.
What else do
And
you want me to know?
then on July 9th, her son was shooting kids and adults with a Nerf gun, saying we was lucky it wasn't a real gun. My son Armando had took an electric lighter apart, and one of the adults in the group was showing him how it will zap. And we were zapping with each other with it. And Daxton came out with a phone recording us while we were talking, which his mother sends him out to do very often to hear what we're talking about. And we were
Zapping people with a lighter?
It's an electric lighter that has like an electric start. And when you put the two contacts together on your skin and push the button, it lets off a little electronic zap. And
Okay.
DJ was right there with his nose in front of every time we were passing around doing it and laughing about it. And someone asked him if he wanted to try it out. And he ran and told his mom that we were trying to taser him. And she called the cops and said that my son was trying to taser her son, which was not the case at all. Then on July 31st, Daxton was telling the other kids not to play with her, that she is a bully, referring to my son Armando. And my son called him a lemon head, and Jennifer threatened to smack him. On August 10th, the police was called to say that my son was taking pictures of her in her apartment when actually he was trying to connect to the internet in the apartment above her, which is Charlie, my boyfriend's apartment. And on the same day, her son was across the street at the neighbor's house screaming at the top of his lungs, "F you, Armando." And on August 15th, I expressed my freedom of speech and my displeasure with her and her son by flipping off her camera and sticking out my tongue. And the day that I called her a fat ass out Charlie's window was when she was posting my address online. My daughters are being threatened by Ty Steiger. I'm not sure if you're familiar with him. He's a child molester that ran from Hillsdale County Courts to Singapore, I think it was. And I'm trying to protect my children and my minor child from his family seeking retribution against me and my family. And she was wrong to post my address online. On the week of the 15th of August, she called the police on me 5 days in a row on things that were not really police business. It's a management issue here. She has her cameras up pointing out in front of the dumpster where everyone has to walk by to throw away their trash. She has a Ring camera in the hallway that I have to traverse to go to the laundromat and to the storage room to get to my items that are in storage. And so, yes, I did walk by and flip her cameras off every time I walk by because that's my amendment first right to voice my freedom of speech.
They're illegal anyway.
And the cameras are illegal anyway, because nobody's supposed to have Ring cameras hanging on their doors in this building. It's a violation of the lease agreement. The day that she mentioned about the berry incident, she failed to mention that her son and other kids were throwing berries at each other, and then they ganged up on Daxton. Armando wasn't out there at that time, but then he did come out. And then Daxton stood in front of his window going, so the kids started throwing berries at the window. all of the kids, not just Armando, because I was watching about Charlie's window while they were all out there throwing berries, having a good time until they ganged up on Daxton.
Larry.
And then due to her harassment, I have been having active seizures, uncontrolled bowel movements, sleep issues, and migraines. On 8/18, my son and I weren't even home this night. I spend every other week at my older son's house to help with his kids. We did not put the rat on her car. She states that she was avoiding a selective plague, but yet has cameras in the hallways and pointed out to the parking lot. Those are the only ways we can get to the dumpster and to the laundry room. She violated the PPO on August 24th. Third-party contact through Hannah Carr. Well, she sent a video to Hannah, who sent it to me from Armando flipping off the camera. The fact of the matter, there are other kids and adults who flip off her camera too, because she's an agitator in this building and she did not seek PPOs on them. On the week of school starting, Armando was leaving for school and Daxton called Armando a doo-doo head. And now my son will not ride on the school bus because of retaliation with Daxton. He doesn't want to deal with him. She violated the PPO on September 6th by being on my floor while I had a medical emergency, and she knew it was me. And I was in status epilepticus. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that, but I was having a grand mal seizure that lasted well over 10 minutes. She had me in her target because over 20 years ago, I was her manager at McDonald's and has told mutual friends that she is getting back at me now. This all started over kids being kids and would eventually resolve on its own if she would just have stayed out of it. She has wasted this honorable court's time and she has misused the police by calling 911 and wasting their time and resources. I have never called the cops on anybody referring to my son as a boy or a girl. From school, they call him a border hopper because he's Mexican. She did not quit McDonald's because of harassment from me. She quit to join the military.
Thank you, ma'am. Do you have any other witnesses?
Yes, I do. I have Charlie Birchfield here
For what?
and I have Connie.
If you want to call them, bring them over, put them on the screen or don't.
This is Charlie.
Okay, you're going to need to move and have him sit in front of the camera.
All
Have a
right.
seat, sir. Once you're
All right,
seated,
I'm sitting down.
please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you, sir. You can put your hand down, and if you would start by stating your name.
Robert Charles Birchfield.
All right, Mr. Birchfield. Have you witnessed any of the things that were claimed by Ms. Rothrock?
Not the way she said they were done.
Okay, so were you there on July 4th
Yep.
and you saw the firecrackers?
I was out there when the little kid lit it off. Yeah.
Okay, were you there on July 30th?
I live here at this building. I'm outside most of the days now.
Well, the question isn't whether you were in the building or outside, is whether you saw what was alleged.
Half the stuff that's being said hasn't happened.
Okay. Ms. McCoy, did you have a specific question for Mr. Birchfield?
They're talking to you.
Um,
I don't know what you want me to say.
You can't just, I'm not just going to allow you to say, tell me what you know. You need to ask him a question. What do you want him to answer?
Charlie, did you not see out the window the day the kids were throwing the berries at each other?
Yes, it was Lillian, Mason, Lacey, Noah. Then
Armando,
Armando came out.
correct.
Anything else?
Did you hear Armando and I say that we put a rat on Jennifer's car?
No, you didn't put the rat on her car. I did.
Any other questions?
I have no more for him.
Okay, who else did you want me to hear from?
Connie Dunton.
All right, Ms. Dunton, can you see and hear me?
Yes, I can.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Thank you, ma'am. You can put your hand down, and if you would start by stating your name.
My name is Constance Sue Dunton, Dunten.
Right, and Ms. McCoy, what did you want to ask Ms. Dunton?
Have I actively sought out to harass Jennifer?
No,
Anything else?
Were you on the floor when I was having my seizure?
yes, I was.
And did Jennifer not come up there and initiate contact,
Yes, she did.
knowing that it was me on the floor?
Yes, she did.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
No, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Any other witnesses?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. The court has had an opportunity to hear from Ms. Rothrock, from Ms. McCoy, from Mr. Birchfield, and also from Ms. Dunton. I have reviewed the pleadings that were filed in this matter. I have had an ability to judge the credibility of the testimony of each of the witnesses. Based upon what I have heard, I believe there is a basis for the personal protection order. There is every reason for Ms. Rothrock to not have contact with Ms. McCoy and for Ms. McCoy to not have contact with Ms. Rothrock. I agree with Ms. McCoy that there has been contact in both directions, but that doesn't mean that there should be no personal protection order. This order will remain in place. If in fact a rat was placed on Ms. Rothrock's car by someone that Ms. McCoy is obviously girlfriend, boyfriend with, that would constitute third-party contact as far as I'm concerned. And had
Ma'am, that was before the
Please do not
PPO was
interrupt
filed.
me right now. I am issuing my ruling. I'm letting you know ahead of time before there is another violation that would be considered a violation. Flipping off cameras, as far as I'm concerned, is to be considered a violation. Going to each other's floors, unless you have to for purposes of using the facilities in the building, are also violations. So Ms. Rothrock, if you were on Ms. McCoy's floor when she was having her seizure, that would be a violation. I am not
I
finding
wasn't,
any
you can ask
violations.
me.
Wait while I finish talking. I am not finding any violations today. I am telling you both these things in the hope that you will both honor this personal protection order and that there won't be violations. That is the whole point, is to have this. Neither of you need to say anything to each other. Frankly, you should avoid any contact. The PPO is going to remain in place. Did you have a question, ma'am?
I do. What about the stomping my ceilings and waking us up till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning?
That is part of the basis for me keeping the personal protection order. If there are.
They're still doing it.
Let me finish. Any issues that either of you have as far as a violation by either of you of the personal protection order, submit those in writing to the clerk's office. They will be reviewed by our prosecutor, who will make a determination as to whether or not the violation will be pursued. That is
Ma'am.
this court. No, I am in recess. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Honor.